fucking pissed off this time leaving too. Alright. I'd like to be shooting videos from home, but I still don't know the nature of home, like, I don't know what kind of weaknesses I'm surrounded by. I do have my own front and backyard though, so fuck yeah. Now, I want to make these pristine. He's talked about being pristine. I've been watching Raging Man Drool and Yu's breakdown Days of Rage. Sounds like a promising read. There's such good content, and it's up to me to carry it on. I mean, I was just thinking fuck everybody today, Now, the world could use a lot more suffering. There are certain people in it, certain types of people. But, while hell's engulfing them, where are we going to go? I really see the inferiority in my inferiors, and, it's a gloomy day, and on gloomy days, I guess, I think about how fucked up the world is, and, is the Eunuch will upload a live stream, and, it'll charge me back better. It's up to me to charge people back up, get their inertia back up like people get mine up. No white guilt, and the whole Go Free community putting in so much work for us, and they got Donald Trump to say anti-whiteism, and everybody's still going to pretend we don't exist, which is really disgusting because everybody's just jealous, man. Like, I can tell by looking at your figure if you're going to fucking hate me as soon as you see me. Like, I don't dick around. I power up, and that makes me feel like a good man and like I'm doing right, I would not be telling y'all about all the garbage I hear when I'm at home if I were alarmed by it or I thought it was too much to handle. Then I just wouldn't share it with y'all. But yeah, because I spent easily over a year stuck with the sounds of people's anti-whiteism and their anti-white threats and having to really fight. It was war. I didn't throw in the towel, I did not yield to people's threats or their, I was mean, and I'd hate to think of me back there because I was LARPing. But, no, there's no telling where I'd be without Go Free and Team White Wellbeing. Let me roll these windows up to be sure I can really be heard, or at least a little okay. Just don't want to be trapped in here with my smoke. I wasn't gonna smoke, but it, pissed me off so much to have to turn around and get gas and go back and get my phone because my replacement camera wasn't working, and that's why I haven't been uploading anyway. I wrote down a bunch of stuff that I still want to share from, but don't really care to read now, like so much can change in a week or two. But yeah, like, I'm watching the streets. These are the streets, like, it's a lot nicer out here than any living condition I've been in since my parents, and as things get better and I improve, I feel more responsibility that I have to work on every detail and every broad spectrum, and, like, it is a better place, and, it's not what it was when my dad grew up out here, but, you can't tell him that. Anybody who's opposed to me, they're automatically innocent to him. They're automatically a saint for, wanting to fuck with me, wanting to do me wrong, and having every intention of it, just all kinds of disgusting shit, how they want to hurt me and my people. But, The people out here are pushovers if those voices are real. If I'm surrounded by anti-whites again, oh well, they're a lot more shy than the last ones. And, I've refined how I move, I want to demonstrate pristineness. Now, tough guys aren't even on the board game with these assholes and their games, We are not striving for the same goals, Their goal is to knock somebody down. My goal is to build us up. Make us have a people again. That's very important to me. And, gosh, I'm just so mad, man. Nobody will shut up. And they won't get loud enough that I can just have an insulting match with them, or I totally would, and it would hurt them so bad, and they would tuck their tails and go inside. Most certainly they would. And if they didn't, well, more fun for me. If they don't go inside, So I'm ready to get me some satisfaction. I'm ready to satisfy myself with the type of exercise that it's been a little while since I've had. But, no, I don't get to live like that. And, being a real black magician, everything I say I do, the martial arts, if I say I do something, I really do. And that authenticity pisses people off. They have to live in a fantasy world where I'm just playing costume party like them. And that's all the rednecks are anymore. They're just playing costume party. They don't fucking believe anything. It's really sickening, You can really see how they just let anti-whiteism eat this town up. As it has presumably every place. So I was thinking about stuff like that, and then I watched You As The Unit go live, and it was awesome, and it makes me very uncomfortable to go too long without shooting a video. I just ruined my equipment, and, things were fixable, but not really, and I just now know that for sure this next video has to be shot with my phone. New phone, because I broke the last one, so I do have space to do such, and shit like that, there were some things I just wasn't going to delete on the other one, but, yeah, I wanted to have really good news when I came back about how how I can really just live and not have a bunch of noises that aren't even real bothering me. I mean, sometimes it really is. There's just a lot of losers, and our inferiors will always want to hurt us and our people. They will always want that. It's just not in their nature to do anything with themselves, or they would have done it. You would see something admirable in them, but you don't. And they just automatically want to do any wrong to you that they only understand, if you do it, I'll cut your head off. And then when you say, I'll cut your head off, they say you're a bad person. And if you don't say you'll cut their head off, you're just getting ran over all the time. So fuck that. But that really is all I see in people, so sometimes it's pretty hard, man. I'm a lot stronger and more capable of fighting than the males with, I call them that loosely, that I see. Anything fat walking at 2 miles an hour, I'm not scared of. But, or, walking in turtle speed, I tried to calculate, is that a reasonable speed, walking 2 miles per hour? But, not really. I'm not scared of any tweaker. I'll whoop the shit out of a tweaker. Like, I really will. Like, I always go back to the United States has had so long to become degenerate, and now it's just decent people. Hell, you got drag story time, and when they do a background check, they find out the reader is a pedophile with a record of sexual offenses. And it's just decent people hell. Why am I surrounded by this lot? Why do I have to be the only sentient thing that has a care for anything admirable or honorable? Well, thanks to Team White Wellbeing, I have proof that I'm not the only one. And yeah, it's up to me. It's up to me to keep it going. Like, I intend to go somewhere, man. I intend to continue creating content and make it better. And, I wanted to share that with y'all because, shit, I'm taking too long to shoot another video. I want to keep at it, and also the responsibility I feel for just keeping it together. The obligation to not go to jail, and, treat life with some care. Just be more mature than your enemies. Know that they're not going to do anything to you anyway, so you might as well just go watch it live. Or, we have to remain constructive. I have to, and that's awesome to have taken on the cause I have, and I'm still with it, and I'm never going to surrender. If I wasn't surrendering back there, I'm sure not doing it out here. Like, I wasn't going to ever out there, but I've really got a leg up now, man. Like, and nobody knows. Nobody knows the advantages I feel. They just get to fucking hate on me because they're not going to do any exercise or pretty up to shoot a video. Well, don't let them get you down, man. I mean, I don't see any relatability in the world, but the nature, nature. I don't see anything else I relate to anywhere. The women ain't got shit to offer but their bodies. And they put it right on display to let you know they got nothing on their minds. To let you know they're not worth your time. And, I'm going to be turning around. It looks like goody. And, gosh, if she looks like a wigger, she automatically hates me. I didn't want to talk to her either, but, like, don't look at me like I'm part of the societal decay. That was your path that you chose. And they're all going to look at you like you chose their degeneracy for them. Like, just everybody is so fixated on this sense of entitlement that comes with leftist thinking, because I used to have it, you think I want to lash out at the world now? You should have seen me when I thought everything was the white man's fault. But it's true that they really do just feel, they know they're inferior, and that doesn't inspire them to make themselves better. They just want your life to be hell. we've really got to take America back from these pussies. Like, these slackers, these junkies and flunkies, they're not going to have their way with everywhere I could want to live. Like, I really don't think it's too nice out here, but I can speak more highly of it than the last place. And, you know, like, they haven't really tuned into all the frequencies that they want to in the anti-white direction. You know, they're not as anti-white and emboldened as the last city I lived in. Now they ain't got a bunch of black people cheering them on or mean mugging them like they owe betrayal of their own race to them, you know. But that is how they move. Like, the black people are owed betrayal of our own race. We owe them the betrayal and defilement of our people. Like, we owe them all the ruin we can bring our people. Like, most white people really, even if they don't really agree with that, they'll live like they agree with it just because, how dare you want to be something? How dare you have a purpose? That's really how they see you. That's all you are to them. Somebody with a purpose who they must strike out at all costs. At all costs, they must cost you as much as they possibly can. And they didn't cost me a thing, man. I'm going back to ways of living that I had actually made kind of livable before, you know. And since I went through way worse times later in life, now it's really, you know, more livable. You know, I'm seeing patterns of my mind that, you know, I really had to get away from all the garbage. I mean, I couldn't take all day to tell you and still paint the picture of what degeneracy was where I last lived. But, okay, now we get to drive super slow. Now he's gonna, okay, I don't care. I'm talking to you. So anyway, gosh, what was I saying? I'm using these advantages and I'm protecting them, man. Somehow or another, I'll preserve something out here. I haven't really got around to talking with the community like Is the Eunuch recommends, but I don't see those kind of people to talk to. So, you know, I will. I made one or two friends, you know. I don't know what I'm going to generate, but, you know, I keep it up. I have to level up, and then when I do, I feel all the more responsible. I have all the more to hold down, you know. The bigger you get, the more they want to take you down. The more they want to find your Achilles heel, wherever this supposed little win they want to, dream about is. I just have really thick skin. Like, I already wasn't scared of these people, but now I don't even have to tell them that. I mean, don't get me wrong, the good news I wanted to have for y'all that I'm not really reacting anymore, like, that is true, but you're going to leave me the hell alone when I'm at my house, when I'm in my front or backyard. You keep your cocksucker directed away from me. And they do. They have to do it from inside their house or from some distance or at some volume where only a little of what they said can be heard, you know. And I'll call them on their shit and I'll comb around for trespassers. It's still war, but, you know, man, my mind's so full of things I could tell y'all I don't know. I don't really know where to go. So yeah, people really understand, do it, and there's a very severe and devastating consequence. Without the threat of a devastating consequence, nothing stops them from anything. Nothing at all. If they don't know, like, you are putting yourself in harm's way by messing with me. But I don't have to wear it on my shoulder. I see the changes. I was really feral before in life. And, I just get to learn about this town as I go, learn what I do and don't have to do. It kind of gets different by the day. I do a lot of introspection and I think a lot about all the anti-whiteism I'm up against. The anti-white narrative, the anti-white whites, which is probably like the main... we need to have a people. I gotta find people who want that for us, who will do something given the information, given the opportunity, given effective tools with which they can carry out their work. And, it's just, every day I just want some tyrannical force to step in and just, like, clean everything up, I just want there to have been something different we did in history to where we do have a people now, but don't have that. And for all my disdain for the world and just the essence of anti-whiteism running through the people, and they're just degenerates and just want to be violent and hurt us. Like, they just want to do drugs and get fat and blame it on you, or do drugs till their chin sticks way out and blame it on you, whatever. It's like, I don't owe shit to these fucking losers, man. I don't owe shit to all these dropouts and anti-whites and anti-white Jews. I don't owe anybody one thing. Our ancestors don't owe anybody. In the anti-white narrative, nobody in history was violent except whites. Well, we would have been a lot less violent if that had actually been true. Nobody did anything disgusting, okay. But, I don't know, maybe Jews will start giving a fuck because they're being attacked with us as the targets. It was aimed at us, it's just hitting them because they're pale too. And so they won't talk about it was aimed at whites parts, they'll just talk about how it affected them. Maybe they'll change their tune a little, we'll see. We ought to let Israel fight a war too by itself. If they take over Israel, or, if Israel's enemies, whatever, take over Israel, are we next? Who knows? That's like hyperbolic, But we do need to push Trump to keep up calling out anti-whiteism. Really, you got to stop saying the liberals and commies, say anti-whites, because that's what they are, and you know it. You know it's because they feel inferior, they didn't make it, they don't look like you, so they fucking hate you. Ah! I just want to shoot everybody. But, metaphorically, in Minecraft, whatever. But, yeah. I'm guaranteed that I'm not going to jeopardize this. I'm trying not to swear so much too, but it's just natural to me. I just can't throw away what I'm doing here. What I'm doing, talking to you through my phone. Like, I have to be able to keep doing that and demonstrate that I'm getting healthier or something, which I'm in a healthier environment. You know, don't want to make it sound better than it is, but I do get to make adaptations that are beneficial to my conduct and appearance, which is all about my cause. That's the only reason for me to care what I do, kind of. That's kind of where I was getting with, I don't know where I'd be. But yeah, I'd really hate to picture myself still LARPing, because I would not be equipped with the terms anti-white narrative, the regime, anti-whiteism, you know, and meme pathogens, white noir. I wouldn't have had these concepts so defined for myself. And I probably wouldn't know what to call them. Who knows? It's just, you know, along with my satanic ways, blessed are the strong and cursed are the weak. I will always feel that in my heart. I will always hate my enemies with a whole heart and love those who deserve it. So I love y'all. Fellow Prometheans and white well-being brothers and sisters, I love y'all. But yeah, in alignment with my Satanism and my cause, I can't go wrong. I really can't. But, you know, it's a very personal path. I don't shoot videos to tell you about psychedelics or the unconscious mind, but that is very much part of my day. Like, you know, I don't get on here to talk about this stuff that you can't just bring to a bunch of right-wingers and Christians, because y'all are my people. I don't respect your Messiah the least bit. I don't respect the Bible one tiny bit. But I do respect that I have to protect those things. I have to protect the symbol, and, you know, I don't want there to be a crucifix pulled down. That'll piss me off as much as Robert E. Lee getting pulled down, you know, because of who it's aimed at. And we've got to call this out. Say it with me, everybody. Anti-whiteism. Anti-whiteism, anti-whiteism, anti-whiteism. It's not hard. Grow some balls. Now that I've addressed that, because this term must catch on. Really, the whole NoWhiteGuilt.org movement should be caught on to these people. These other content creators should not be pretending. We don't know why Donald Trump is saying it again. We don't know why Donald Trump is saying there is a definite anti-white feeling that can't be allowed. We just don't know. That's good that it is, but, you know, hope nobody finds out, you know. That's what they're like. If I knew the answer to that, which I do, I wouldn't see fit to keep it a secret, which I don't. I'm not scared of you giving Jason more views than me, or anybody I mentioned. Raging Mandrill, Use the Unit. But yeah, I find this awesome stuff in their content and really good points, and I've got to carry it on, you know. I couldn't just not shoot a video. And yeah, I just have to show appreciation again because, like, I have things I care more to do than what would I have to care about without white well-being? What would I have, man? I'm in decent people hell, you know? I can't remember if I mentioned every time there's a drag queen story hour, because this is take two, you know, and then they do a background check. They find that the drag queen in question, not calling them queens, is like a confirmed sex offender, like with sex offenses on their record, child predators. You know, Weimar. America, to me, is no different than what I've gathered about Weimar. Just no different to me. And that's where we are. You know, you have to have a sense of responsibility for a people or something. Like, and so I'm trying to look out for what decency and morals are left in this town and which individuals carry them. You know, I don't just have a pair of They Live glasses that I can just put on and say, that one, they're in that house, you know? You know, if I'm not willing to go ape shit enough to do, you know, if I've got something I'm not willing to throw away, I'm going to take care of yourself. I really have a keener sense of what self-respect is and what it looks like in people. You know, I try to keep an open mind about people with differences, you know. People where I just may not get it from across the road, like I would have to talk to. I'll try to. I mean, okay, let me touch on the drag queen story hour again, because this is a great example of somewhere I'm going with this. I actually looked them up on images, you know, just scroll through, see if on the surface they're doing any harm. Are cross-dressing males really doing that bad, reading to kids in the spotlight? And, you know, I asked myself what's bothering me about them while I was looking through. Just image search on Google at drag queen story time, and I noticed they're all anti-white. Everything about themselves has changed, you know. They're clearly pedophiles, man. They're clearly commies and anti-white because, I mean, just look at them, man. When I see mutilation of yourself, I know self-respect when I see it. You know, when I see you've got a septum ring or, pink hair, I automatically know you hate me. And I'll take pleasure in your hatred because I hate you too. You know, or most of the time that's the case, man. Like, you know, they're always mutilating their bodies. They're always covered in tattoos or showing you that they have nothing to offer but their bodies. The women do that part. The men, you just know by the self-loathing in their energy. They just, like, you know, I still don't like the sight of wiggers, man. And, you know, I listen to my own rap that nobody knows. Like, I mean, I can't say nobody, but, you know, in person, most of the time, nobody knows. Like, I really resonated with punk rock when I was in high school. And, you give a kid something degenerate to look up to. Hopefully they're resisting things that come from school, but, gosh, the programming of kids' minds, man. I guess there was a protest by students about furries at their school. Furries are running around biting people or something. But then this little kid show gets made in which a dog thinks it's a cat. And, the dog tells a human, man, there's something wrong with Brian. He thinks he's a cat. And this dog gets told by the human he's the one with a problem. So every time somebody pretends there's something, we are automatically obligated to just play along. What kind of friend is that? We're just in decent people hell. I don't know why we're here. Clearly God is not looking out for us. But I am looking out for you. Anything I work with, I tell it I'm your God, not the other way around. But, I don't get on here to tell you people that. And so, I actually have something that I can show in the light of day. White well-being. You're not going to get arrested for saying that, or you better not, man. We ought to come to your defense. What list, man? What can they lump you up with if you're dressed fairly normal? The anti-whites need their opposition to look just as much like freaks as the clowns who have become the norm look like freaks. It amazes me sometimes to think we used to have a people this far removed from that used to have a people. We used to look good. Damn, we looked good. People hate me because I exercise, People hate me because I hold my head straight up when I walk, because I'm not scared of their white guilt. And I know they can look at me like I owe them something. I'll look back like, no, I don't. No, the fuck I don't. Come get some. I'll show you what I owe you. That's what I said all the time before. You think I owe you? Come get it. I'll show you what I owe you. And I would have too if they would have taken me up on my offer. That's always my attitude, man. I will not tolerate anti-whiteism. I will not tolerate the hatred of my people and my biospirit. It's mine. I feel like a wolf because I'm white. That's my spirit. Our spirit. And I will protect it all the way to the bitter end. I don't care how bad the world gets. I don't care what part of Tartarus we're in, Shit, I wish it were Tartarus. I'd thrive there. But people hate me for that. They hate me for knowing myself and loving myself. And I see it everywhere. And, even though they need all the suffering they can get, if we let hell finish forming around us, we're in it too. So, there is some good left out here. And I'll fight to preserve it, and I'll fight for you, and you, And, man, I just want to keep up the positive energy. I'm pretty angry today. Some days I just get to be that. I just get to be angry. But there's no shortage of reasons why. There's no shortage of reasons why you or I would be. May have to celebrate this video shoot today. 40 minutes? It's a miracle. I never have this much time to talk to y'all uninterrupted in one take. Well, the gloom and fog is actually getting pretty nice. Don't want to show y'all too much of where I am. Try to do some cheeky devil expression. Had my fingers stuck with my cigar. Oh man, I won't fall into any more gloom, man. There's not going to be another week where I'm just like, I'm so miserable, you know. I'm not going to leave messes in my house, man. Fucking, I have to demonstrate the best example of a white man I can. And it really feels good to not have to prove things to people. I mean, it doesn't feel good that, you know, like, everybody has to sneak this and alternate the volumes of their voice when they talk their crap, and they got to do it in their own yards and do it inside of their house. And, you know, like, that's the way people mess with me, but it's a lot in its own ways, it's a lot less direct than what I used to get. I mean, I only got worse before because they had what is called, and go free, numerical courage, where different people, non-whites, get together, and there's many more of them, so they just feel a lot more free to get away with things. And they were free. Make no mistake, the police were going to do absolutely nothing, and they're still doing absolutely nothing in that town. And if you got targeted by a black person in any way, it's your fault, and they'll be happy to tell you. You're looking to the wrong guys if you wanted help. If you wanted help from a black attacker or stalker, you know, anything black people are doing to you, we don't care. You're talking to the wrong guys. We're going to arrest you or hit you with our stick. Like, that's what we're going to do. You don't ask us for help with that. That's what they imply with their body language and the things they say. They may not say it outright, but they are letting you know from eye to toe, you know. Everything says you're coming to the wrong guys if you wanted help against anti-whiteism, and you'd better not pursue the issue further. That's really what they had to say to me when I lived there. And, well, a couple lemmings are... Okay, they're leaving me alone. It was like, I'm gonna have to go get me some satisfaction. But, well, I can't just stop here. I don't know, I may have to drive just to get back in motion. But, damn it, what did God, I got so jovial and got freaking distracted. Anti-whiteism, blah, blah, blah. Oh, hang on. Hang on. God, I wish I could remember a word I was saying. I talked about wanting to improve my conduct. I mean, yeah, the improvements reflect, you know, you get an idea of self-respect when you align with Western kind. I talked about numerical courage. Oh yeah, the police said you're on your own. Now I remember where I had been. But the type of anti-whiteism that whole town runs on, it's not here the same. It's a much more shy anti-white energy with much more shy anti-whites. So I don't get to get me satisfaction per se. But I am satisfied that I'm in control. They cannot take this from me. I'm not giving it back. I gained all these advantages. I'm not giving them back. Oh my gosh, is my tape covering my lens? Yeah. So keep up the good fight. And if there's no good news today or no helpful tips for me, buddy, nobody uploads anything when you watch this, still keep going, man. I'm not gonna... There were just some... It wasn't too recent of times, and any problem I'm having, I wouldn't be telling you about if I had not already gained more than enough control over it to tell you, like, basically. But, yeah, I've gotten this far. I'm not giving it up, and you might see me recording in my house, even though I have no intention of letting a single one of our enemies know a single one of our battle plans. Let them think I'm just crazy. Just let them think I'm crazy. Because thus far, their feet stay off of my grass, Like, I received one visit, and the guy didn't want to repress an issue, I had already, or no, I brought over one more guest who I've actually befriended, but, normal experiences like that, I have that to look forward to. I didn't used to have that, but I never forgot. Not everybody has it, and I once didn't, and some people still don't. So, even though I don't respect your God, I'm going to defend even your category of our people. Your people under your imaginary friend. I don't see y'all as weak and invalid for being Christians. I don't have the reel of your life to see what draws you to Christianity. But I'm not going to let it get white erased. So all you conspiracy theorists, just keep your mouth shut, because you're not doing anything anyway. You have nothing to say about what I'm going to do to your cause. In terms of what my practices entail, that's just something I have to keep to myself for the most part, and I love keeping it to myself, because now, there's just satanic panic memes, and nobody knows shit about what I do. I'm satisfied with that, but, I'll gladly share in that too. I'll teach you how to fight, whatever I can teach you that will help you to improve. And I'm just here for my people, and I want to start talking to the community. I just don't know it that well yet, man. I just don't have the trust to walk around telling people I have a cause and this is what I don't tell my neighbors a word. But I just may not have those kind of neighbors, and man, I might have druggy neighbors. Might not do me any good to talk to a church or a police station, and but I think about it. I think about what I would say, and, I only intend to grow in this cause. I don't have any lip crud, do I? Well, I suppose I'm going to peace out, as we called it. Um, you know, I share this stuff with my friends, and we can start at the dinner table and work our way from there, you know. Just anti-whiteism, 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 anti-whiteism. Oh, and don't forget who taught you the word. You know, not me, Jason. Jason Kuna of No White Guilt. Have a good day, everyone, and yeah, I'm trying to decide if I want to get off of here yet. I hope I've told y'all plenty of good news. I don't expect it to get easier, but yeah, really tell people what is Western ways, what is our norms, what everyone is taking for granted, because they said we don't have a culture. You can have everything. Just say you did it all. We said that to all the non-whites. And you and I aren't saying that, but, you know, people still have Twitter and they have things to tell them their opinions for them. And a lot of people just really aren't very personal about that stuff. You know, they're not guarding their minds with a real care for truth. But, you know, we can put things in their minds too. You know, it's not just the phones that can do it. We have a voice. We have a purpose. And bless you all. You know, it brings me great joy to reach out to you people and to know that I'm really a part of something I refuse to lose. And I just, you know, I have these setbacks and obstacles and things that bother me, and I have to pull through. I already felt that deeply about the occult. I already felt the occult was worth committing to like that, but it's not shareable. But this has to be shared, you know, and to have that, to know that I can make changes to the world my way, I can make it beautiful, and I can do it in a morally sound manner that I don't even have to question the moral soundness of. It doesn't tell me to give up on my convictions about standing up for myself and standing up and, you know, it's just go free, man. Go free with no white guilt, I say. Because it does free. It frees you up to focus on really important things and put them above your pride. It forces you to ask yourself where you're going, because you're not just going somewhere for yourself, you know. And I really appreciate that, man. Thank the hell out of you. Jason Kuna is the unit. Raging Mandrill, News Fists, you know, Franklin, J Bishop, Cool Papa, J Magic, June, all of you. Azimuth Clark. You know, he shared a beautiful comment in a live, the point of which is, will and truth are stronger than evil, the world as we know it. Keep it Promethean. Best of encouragement, and bless you all.